All right, so get this. Today we're doing a deep dive on building wealth.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
It is. It is. We're taking this book called Facts, Patterns, and Principles of Money.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to squeeze all the good stuff out of it, the insights that make you go, aha.
I like it.
Yeah, so we're not just talking basic budgeting here.
Okay.
This book goes way deeper.
Oh, how so?
Well, it covers everything from historical trends to the spiritual side of wealth.
Oh, hold on. Spiritual side of wealth.
Yeah, and then, of course, all the modern strategies you need nowadays.
Okay, so like a whole comprehensive package.
Exactly, yeah.
What stands out to me, what's really interesting is how this book doesn't just, throw strategies at you.
Okay.
It starts with the foundation.
Oh, interesting. And what's that?
Your mindset.
Uh-huh.
It basically argues that your beliefs about money, they're like a blueprint for your financial reality.
So if you think you're going to be broke, you will be broke. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a little more nuanced than that. But the book does say that we all have this money blueprint, right? And it's shaped by our past. But the good news is...
Oh, there's good news?
Yeah, we can rewrite it.
Oh.
Yeah, and it introduces this idea of a scarcity mindset versus an abundance mindset.
Okay, so what's the difference there?
So scarcity is all about fear, thinking there's never enough.
Right.
Whereas abundance, that's about seeing possibilities, believing there's plenty out there for everyone.
Gotcha. So it's less woe is me and more let's go get it,
Yeah.
make it happen.
Exactly, exactly. And another thing, the book also busts this myth that wealth is just for the lucky few.
Right.
It shows how most wealthy people actually got there through hard work, planning, and, taking some calculated risks.
Okay, so not just winning the lottery, basically.
Yeah, they weren't just handed a winning lottery ticket. They had to work for it.
So it's back in ancient Egypt, their wealth wasn't just about the Nile River, right?
Yeah, you're picking up on a key point there. See, the book uses ancient Egypt as this perfect example of resource management. They controlled the Nile, and that was their key to prosperity.
Right.
But think about it. What are your resources today?
Well, that's an interesting question. What are they?
It could be your skills, your network, even your time.
Never thought of it that way.
All of those are things you can manage, you can leverage to create wealth.
Okay, that's a cool way to look at it.
Right.
Yeah. It's not just about physical stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like it was back then.
Exactly.
The book also talks about the Roman Empire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And weren't they all about expansion and trade?
Oh, they were masters of it. And
Yeah.
they invested heavily in infrastructure, roads, aqueducts, all the things that made trade and growth possible.
So if we think about it like that, it's kind of happening today with technology.
Exactly.
So investing in your digital skills, building an online presence.
It's like building your modern-day Roman road.
Oh, I like that. To success.
Yes.
Okay, and then there's the Silk Road, too, right?
Yeah.
That's like the OG Amazon connecting the East and the West.
Exactly. The Silk Road perfectly shows how powerful global trade can be.
Right.
And think about it. In today's world, with the internet connecting us all,
Yeah.
the opportunities for global business and income are even greater.
It's crazy how these old examples are still so relevant today.
I know, right?
But hold on, the book doesn't just stop at the historical stuff.
It keeps going.
It even gets into the spiritual and psychological foundations of wealth.
Yeah, that's what I love about this book.
It's crazy, right? Who knew?
Right. It's not just about cold, hard cash.
Oh, okay.
The book actually digs into different spiritual perspectives on wealth, showing that it's not just this material concept,
Okay.
Like, for example, in the Bible,
Yeah.
it views wealth as a blessing
Oh, really?
when it's earned ethically and used generously.
Okay, so no Scrooge McDuck, basically.
Oh, not quite.
Okay.
But Islam also focuses on ethical wealth creation,
Okay.
emphasizing charity through zakat.
Mm-hmm.
In Hinduism, they connect wealth to karma and dharma.
Right.
But it also stresses detachment from material possessions.
So it's about finding that balance.
Exactly. Yeah, the balance between creating wealth but not being consumed by it.
So money's a tool. It's not the goal.
Yeah, I like that.
Did the book also talk about Buddhism by any chance?
It did.
Okay, what did it say?
Buddhism advocates for the middle path.
Okay.
And that encourages finding that sweet spot, creating wealth ethically,
Okay.
but not getting too attached to it.
I gotcha. Okay, so we've got history, we've got spirituality.
Yeah.
Now, what about the law of attraction? Isn't that all about manifesting your dream life and getting rich?
Yeah, the book touches on that, on the law of attraction,
Okay.
but in a grounded way.
Okay.
It emphasizes that your thoughts and beliefs can influence your reality.
Right.
But it's not just wishing for $1 million to magically appear, you know?
Okay, no magic.
No, it's about aligning your thoughts and actions with your goals.
Gotcha. So like positive vibes plus actual work.
You got it. It's about having the mindset to attract success
Okay.
and then backing it up with effort and smart strategies.
Makes sense.
And speaking of strategies, that's where we'll be heading next in our deep dive.
Okay, I'm ready to get tactical. We've laid the groundwork. Now let's get into the actual, how to build wealth in today's world.
Let's do it.
All right, so welcome back to our deep dive into facts, patterns, and principles of money.
Yes, welcome back.
Last time, man, we covered a lot.
We did.
We talked about ancient empires and mindsets,
A little bit of philosophy, too.
Yeah, a touch of philosophy. But now,
They're for the good stuff.
yeah, let's get into, how to actually build wealth.
The nitty-gritty.
Yes, the nitty-gritty. In today's world.
Well, this is where the book really shines when it gets into those practical strategies.
Okay, so, what
Yeah.
kind of strategy?
Well, it covers a lot,
Okay.
but two of the most fundamental ones are investing in the stock market
Okay.
and real estate.
Okay, so for someone who's stocks are scary,
Sure.
how can we break it down for them so they're not so intimidated?
Yeah, absolutely. So think of the stock market as this massive marketplace
Yeah.
where you can buy pieces of companies,
Right.
which are called stocks or shares.
Right.
So when you buy a stock, you're essentially betting on that company's success.
Okay.
If they do well, the value of your stock goes up, and then you can sell it for a profit.
So it's I could own a tiny piece of Apple or Amazon.
Exactly, exactly. And the best part is,
What's that?
it's easier than ever to get started.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't need a fancy broker anymore. There are
Okay.
all these online platforms that let you buy and sell stocks right from your phone.
Oh, wow. That's convenient.
Very convenient.
So the book breaks it all down, the different types of investments.
It does a really good job at that, yeah.
So it's not just picking a random company and hoping for the best.
Definitely not. So you have individual stocks
Right.
where you choose specific companies you believe in,
Right.
and then you have ETFs or exchange-traded funds.
Okay, what are those?
So those are baskets of stocks that track a certain sector, like technology or healthcare.
So it's instead of putting all your eggs in one basket,
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
kind of spreading it out.
Spreading the risk, diversifying.
Gotcha. And then what were those other ones?
Mutual funds.
Oh, yeah, mutual fund.
Those are professionally managed portfolios of stocks and other assets.
So someone's doing it for you, kinda?
Yeah, it's like having an expert chef cook up a delicious meal, but an investment meal.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But what about for those of us who like to be a little more hands-on,
Yeah.
in the kitchen, so to speak? What are some of the strategies people use when they're investing?
Right. Well, the book gets into some of the classic approaches,
Okay.
like value investing.
And that's
You look for undervalued companies, ones that have the potential to grow, but maybe the market hasn't quite noticed them yet.
so you're getting in early.
Exactly. Yeah. Warren Buffett is a big fan of this approach.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's like finding a hidden gem at a thrift store,
Yeah, like a diamond in the rough.
You got it. Then there's growth investing.
Okay, and that's cool.
This one focuses on companies that are expanding really quickly,
Oh, okay.
often in new industries.
So tech startups.
Exactly. Or companies that are pioneering new technologies.
Okay. That sounds kind of risky, though.
It can be, yeah. Higher growth usually means higher risk.
Okay, so it's a trade-off.
Yeah, there's always a trade-off.
Higher risk, but maybe a bigger payoff.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Anything else?
Yeah. And then there's dollar cost averaging.
Okay, what's that?
Instead of trying to perfectly time the market,
Right.
you invest a set amount at regular intervals, like every month.
Oh, okay.
It's like a slow and steady drizzle of money into your investments, and that can really help you ride out those market ups and downs.
So you don't have to be glued to the stock ticker all day.
No, not at all. And let's not forget about dividend investing.
Okay, dividends. Tell me about that.
Some companies actually pay out a portion of their profits to their shareholders as dividends.
Oh.
It's like getting a little bonus just for owning the stock.
Okay, now that's the kind of passive income I like.
Yeah.
But we all know the stock market can be, a little crazy.
Volatile.
Yeah, volatile.
Yeah.
How does the book address the risks involved?
It's very realistic about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So the biggest risk is market volatility,
Oh,
meaning the value of your investments can go up and down like a roller coaster.
right. Exactly.
But remember, if you're investing for the long term,
Yeah.
those short-term swings become less important.
So you got to have patience.
Patience is key, and the book also emphasizes the importance of diversification.
Right. Not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. Exactly, exactly. So spreading your investments across different companies, different industries, and even different asset classes like real estate can really help you mitigate that risk.
So, like, don't put your life savings on one hot stock dip or something.
No, definitely not.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah,
So speaking of real estate, that's another, classic way to build wealth.
it is.
But isn't it, like, super expensive and complicated?
It can be, but it doesn't have to be. The
Okay.
book breaks down all the different ways you can invest in real estate.
Okay.
The most common one is buying rental properties.
Okay.
So you buy a house or an apartment, a condo,
Right.
and you rent it out to tenants.
So you become a landlord.
Essentially, yes, the rent that you collect becomes passive income.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully the property value appreciates over time.
But there's got to be more to it than just, like, collecting rent checks, right?
Oh, of course.
Hmm.
Being a landlord comes with responsibilities.
Okay. Like what?
You have to manage the property,
Right.
deal with tenants, handle repairs,
Stay on top of all the legalities.
all of that, yeah.
Okay. So it's not as passive as it seems.
It's not completely passive, no.
Is there a way to invest in real estate without, all the headaches?
There is. The book talks about REITs.
Okay. What are those?
REITs, or real estate investment trusts.
Okay.
Think of them like mutual funds, but for real estate,
Okay.
you buy shares in a REIT
Right.
and they own and manage a portfolio of properties.
So you get the benefits of real estate
Yeah,
without having to do all the work.
without the hands-on hassle.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and REITs are traded on stock exchanges,
So
so they're pretty easy to buy and sell.
that's nice.
And they often pay out dividends, too.
More passive income.
There you go.
Okay. REITs. I have to look into that.
Yeah, check them out.
Okay. So we've got stocks. We've got real estate.
Uh-huh.
Now, what about for the people who dream of being their own boss?
Oh, yeah, the entrepreneur.
Yeah. What does the book think about that?
Well, it dives into entrepreneurship, too.
Okay.
And it highlights the power of starting your own business to build wealth.
Okay.
It really emphasizes having an entrepreneurial mindset,
What does that mean?
being creative, solving problems, being resilient.
I feel like that resilience part is super important.
It is. Starting a business is no walk in the park.
It's not easy.
Not at all. But the potential rewards can be huge.
Okay.
And the book talks about how the internet has made it easier than ever to start a business.
Oh, really? How so?
Oh, you can set up an e-commerce store, offer freelance services,
Okay.
create digital products, even explore things like affiliate marketing and drop shipping.
Hold on. What are those?
Okay, so affiliate marketing is basically recommending other people's products or services
Okay.
and then earning a commission on the sales that you generate through your own unique referral link.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, and drop shipping is selling products online,
Okay.
but you don't actually hold any inventory.
Oh, interesting.
So when a customer orders from you, the drop shipping supplier, they ship it directly to them.
So you're like the middleman, kind of.
Exactly, yeah. And both of those can be great ways to start a business without a lot of overhead.
Okay. Low overhead. I like that.
Yeah. And the book also emphasizes,
What's that?
finding something you're passionate about,
Oh, okay.
something that solves a problem,
Right.
or fills a need in the market.
So it's got to be something you like,
Yeah.
but it's also got to be practical.
Passion meets practicality.
I like it.
Yeah. But let's be real.
Really?
Most new businesses don't make it.
That's true. They fail.
They do. The book doesn't sugarcoat that.
Okay.
It acknowledges that entrepreneurship is risky,
Yeah.
but it also emphasizes the importance of learning from those failures,
Okay.
adapting your strategies, and never giving up.
So it's like that Thomas Edison quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About finding 10,000 ways that something doesn't work
Right.
until you find the one way that does.
I love that quote.
It's a good one.
It is. It is. So it sounds like entrepreneurship is really about perseverance,
Yeah,
adaptability, and just having that grit to keep going.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered stocks, real estate, starting a business.
Yeah.
Anything else super exciting in the book's toolbox of wealth building?
Well, how about digital assets and cryptocurrency?
Oh, okay, crypto.
Yeah,
It seems like everyone's talking about it these days,
they are.
but I'm still a little fuzzy on what it actually is,
It's a bit of a wild world, but the book is a good introduction.
Okay.
So cryptocurrency is basically digital money
Good.
that uses cryptography for security,
Okay.
and it's decentralized.
What does that mean?
It means it's not controlled by any government or bank.
So it's like internet money.
You could think of it that way, yeah.
Okay.
The most well-known one is Bitcoin,
Right.
and Its value has just skyrocketed over the past decade.
I've heard stories of people becoming millionaires from buying Bitcoin early on.
Yeah, the potential for returns is
Yeah.
huge. But it's really important to remember that cryptocurrency is super volatile.
Oh, okay.
The value can fluctuate wildly.
So it's risky.
It can be very risky, especially for beginners.
Gotcha. So it's a bit of a gamble.
It can be, yeah. The book also talks about the regulations surrounding crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Governments are still figuring out how to regulate it,
Right.
which adds another layer of risk.
So crypto is high risk, high reward, basically.
It can be, yeah.
Okay. Anything else people should know before they jump into the crypto world?
Yeah, the book emphasizes doing your research,
Okay.
understanding the technology, and only investing what you can afford to lose.
That's good advice.
It's a really fascinating space, lots of potential,
Oh.
but it's not for the faint of heart.
Okay, so it sounds like with all of these different wealth building strategies,
Uh-huh.
it's about balancing that risk and reward.
Exactly, yeah. And the book really drives home the point that there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Okay.
What works for one person might not work for another.
All right, so it's personalized.
It is. It's about finding the strategies that align with your goals, your risk tolerance.
Lifestyle,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the strategies themselves.
Right.
It's also about, like we said earlier, that mindset.
The mindset is so important.
It's like you can have all the right tools,
Mhm.
but if your head's not in the game, it's not going to matter.
Exactly. So how do we cultivate that wealth-building mindset? Well, the book emphasizes an abundance mindset, believing that there are plenty of opportunities out there.
Right.
It also talks about the power of delayed gratification.
So like skipping your daily latte.
Exactly. Make sacrifices today for bigger rewards tomorrow.
Gotcha. So making choices that support those long-term goals.
Exactly. Yeah. And the book also highlights continuous learning.
Okay, like what do you mean?
Well, the world of finance is always changing, so you got to stay informed,
Right?
educate yourself, and adapt to new trends.
So it's like never stop learning, never stop growing,
I like that.
and never stop looking for opportunities to build that wealth.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. This deep dive has given us a lot to think about.
It really has. And I love how the book isn't just about money.
It's not.
It's about creating a life of abundance
Yeah.
and freedom
And impact.
and impact, yes.
I totally agree. It's about building a legacy that goes beyond your own lifetime.
Okay, and speaking of legacy, that's where we'll be heading next in the final part of this deep dive.
All right, let's do it.
We've gone from ancient history to modern investing.
A lot of ground covered.
Now let's explore how we can make sure that the wealth we build continues to grow.
And make a difference.
Yeah, even after we're gone.
Exactly.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into facts, patterns, and principles of money.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. We've gone from ancient empires to, modern investing strategies.
And everything in between.
Yeah, and everything in between. But now, I think it's time to shift gears a bit.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are we shifting to?
Let's talk about building a lasting legacy.
Ooh, okay, I like that. That's powerful.
It is, right. And this last chapter of the book, it really got me thinking.
Yeah.
How so? It's not just about accumulating wealth,
Right.
It's about what you do with it.
Yeah.
How you make sure it keeps having a positive impact, even after you're gone.
That's a really great point. So what does it actually mean to build a financial legacy? Like, it's more than just leaving a big inheritance to your kids, right?
Right. It's so much bigger than that.
Okay.
It's about creating, a ripple effect
Uh-huh.
that goes way beyond your own lifetime.
Just, like, what would that look like?
Well, think of it like this. Passing on your values,
Okay.
knowledge,
Yeah.
and resources that empower future generations to, really thrive.
I like that.
It's also about using your wealth to make a real difference in the world, to support causes you care about.
Yeah, to leave things better than you found them.
Exactly, yeah. It's like planting a seed that grows into this giant oak tree,
I love that analogy.
and it provides shade and shelter for generations to come.
So beautiful. Okay, but where do we even begin with something like that? Like, how do you build a legacy like that?
Well, the book, it really stresses defining your legacy.
What do you mean?
What do you want to achieve with your wealth?
Hmm.
What kind of impact do you want to have on the world?
So it's about being intentional.
Yes, exactly. Having a clear vision for what you want your wealth to, to represent.
Like, what are some examples?
Well, for some people, it might be about providing financial security for their family.
Okay, making sure their kids and grandkids are taken care of.
Yeah, giving them a good foundation.
Right.
But for others, it might be about funding research
Okay.
for a cure for a disease that's impacted their family, or maybe supporting education.
Oh, like scholarships for kids who can't afford it.
Exactly. So it's about aligning your money with your values and passions.
It's like putting your money where your heart is.
Yes, exactly. And once you've done that, once you've defined your legacy, the book says careful planning is key
Of course, that makes sense.
to make sure your wealth is transferred properly and managed effectively.
Yeah, you don't want all your hard work to go to waste because of, like, poor planning or...
Family fighting over it.
Oh, yeah, the inheritance battles.
Exactly. It happens more often than you think,
Sadly, yeah.
which is why estate planning is so important.
Okay, so what does that involve?
Wills, trusts,
Okay.
taking steps to minimize estate taxes.
So being smart about it.
Yeah, and strategic to make sure your wealth is used according to your wishes.
That's so important. But it's not just the legal and financial stuff, right?
Right. The book also talks about educating your heirs about money.
Oh, that's huge.
Like, you can give someone $1 million.
Right.
But if they don't know how to manage it,
Yeah, it'll be gone in a flash.
gone.
Yeah.
Exactly. So teaching your kids and grandkids about budgeting, saving, investing.
All the basics.
Yeah, the importance of being responsible with money.
That's such a valuable gift.
It really is. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
I love that. What about for people with, like, a lot of assets? Does the book talk about that?
Yeah, it suggests professional wealth management.
Okay, like financial advisors.
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
Hiring experienced advisors can be like a game changer.
Oh, how so?
Well, they can help you with the complicated stuff like estate planning,
Okay.
tax optimization, investment management.
So they make sure your wealth is growing and protected.
Exactly. It's like having a financial coach in your corner.
That makes sense. Anything else we should touch on?
Well, we can't forget about philanthropy.
Oh, right. Philanthropy. How does that fit into all of this?
Well, think of it as using your wealth to make a real positive impact on the world.
Okay, so like what? What kind of impact?
It could be anything,
Yeah.
from supporting your local library to funding scholarships to tackling big issues like climate change.
So it's about giving back, making a difference that aligns with your values.
Yes, exactly. And the book talks about different ways to do that, like setting up charitable foundations, donating to nonprofits, impact investing.
What's impact investing?
That's where you invest in companies or projects that are doing good things in the world.
Oh, I like that.
So your money is actively working to make the world a better place.
That's awesome. And it's not just about writing checks either, right? It's about leading by example.
Yeah, inspiring your kids and grandkids to be generous too.
Passing on that legacy of giving.
Exactly. Building a lasting legacy. It's about so much more than money.
Yeah, you've said that a couple of times.
It's true, though. It's about values. It's about impact.
And that ripple effect.
Yes, creating positive change that continues long after you're gone.
That's really beautiful. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It really has, right? We've covered so much.
We've gone from ancient history to modern strategies and now legacy.
Yeah, and we talked about mindset, too. Don't forget that.
Oh, right, the mindset, which is so important. But you know what? The journey to wealth and the journey to building a legacy, it's different for everyone.
That's true.
So what resonated most with you from this book?
That's a good question.
And what one action can you take today to start building your own path to success and create a legacy that really makes a difference?
Those are great questions. Take a moment to think about what you've learned and let it inspire you to take action.
Your financial future
And the legacy you leave behind
are in your hands.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Eyes anoint you.